Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a slightly different video for you because it's actually the first of this kind of video that I've ever made for my channel, and that is a product fail video. I have included products that haven't worked for me before at the end of favourites, and I do that kind of quite regularly, but I might only have one or two products. And the reason being, I just don't like to focus fully on negativity. I just don't think it does anyone any good, but there are going to be products out there that don't work for me. And I do want to reiterate as well that just because they don't work for me doesn't mean that they're absolutely rubbish. It just generally means that they just don't work for me, or I can't make them work for me. And sometimes one person's fail will be another person's total win. But there are a couple of products in here which I just think maybe the formula was a little bit off or not great. And you know, sometimes that won't work for anyone. So I'll just start off with what prompted me to make the video today, and that is this guy here by Maybelline. So you'd probably recognize this being very similar to the Benefit, can't remember the name of it, but Benefit basically have an eyeliner just like this, and this is the Maybelline one, the Black Shock Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner. Now I've tried the Benefit one and I've tried this one because I actually have it. Both of them are the exact same. I can't work with either of them. And my poor eyeliner was done with this today, and I don't know how it looks from like this length, but up close it's a bit diabolical. Like the lines are quite, they're not smooth at all. They're a bit fuzzy. I don't know what happened to my wings. I just had to try and do damage control. But basically this works by, there's a little rubber nozzle here that has a peak, and then gel eyeliner comes up as you twist it. Now the gel eyeliner itself, I'll say first of all, the formula for me is too gloopy and dry. So it's extremely impossible to get anything nice and detailed and fine. And forget about it if you've any kind of loose, crepey skin. Now I'm not that wrinkly yet, but I'm not exactly the youngest person in the world either. So like the skin on my eyelids is starting to get a little bit looser than what it used to be, and this just drags like the skin. It pulls the skin, which means that you know, you can't get a lovely straight line because of how dry the formula is. So I really do think that was a bit of a fail, and the reason I actually used it today is because all the MAC like cosmetics senior artists have been posting on their Instagrams and their Twitters and stuff like that about some of the new products that are coming out. Now some of the new MAC products look amazing, like there's a couple of new foundations coming out and new liquid lipsticks, but one of the products that are coming out that I saw under one of their Instagrams is something like this. So that's why I was like, oh god, not another one. Maybe they're not as bad as I remembered, and no, I really don't like them. So I'm really hoping that if it is coming out from MAC, that it's not as bad as this one. Then the next product is, okay, might be a slightly controversial one, and this is an exact example of what can be one person's fail is another person's win, and that is the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation. Now I've never actually done a single video on this yet, and I might do an application video in the future to show how I can work with it, but I got this ages ago, and I actually got two colours for my kit. I got number 2 and 3 because I thought I'd be in between, and I pretty much kind of am. But I can kind of get away with this by itself, which is number 3 for the summer, but during the winter I need to mix 2 in with it. And basically this is supposed to be an easily blendable formula, creates a perfect complexion for all skin types. It smooths, softens and conditions the skin while building natural buildable coverage. The ultimate skin realism foundation, and I think everything they said there is absolute crap. Because first of all, I think the formula is extremely thick. I don't think that it's going to be natural looking at all. It's just a very, very thick kind of, for me, a very unnatural looking formula. There's nothing skin-like about it at all. I struggled immediately with application when I first got it. So, and then after a lot of tries, I figured the only kind of brushes I can use to apply it would be something like this, something small and like sturdy, that kind of pushes the product around. Forget about using something like this, or you know, anything that is in any way kind of loosely packed. You need something like dense. And second of all, it really showed up my pores. It clung to dry patches. It just didn't look nice on my skin, and I've tried it many different ways. Now I can semi-make it look decent, far from looking really good on my skin though, and I have to use the Illamasqua Hydra Veil, which I actually got at the same time as this, and I love the Hydra Veil, which is their moisturising primer. Really love that, and that's the only thing that can make this look in any way decent, but without it I'm lost. But I just think the claims are funny. Like, it's definitely not skin realism for me. I think it's extremely unnatural, heavy coverage, and the formula is just like thick, and yeah, so that one just stumps me. I'm not really sure about it, and I'm not the only person. I have a couple of makeup artist friends as well who got it themselves and don't like it either. So it could just be personal preference. Maybe some people just really like that heavy coverage and are happy to go with it, and it could just depend on your skin type and everything. But anyhow, that didn't work for me. Next up we have something from Zoeva, and this is the only thing that I have from Zoeva that I don't like, and it's their brush cleanser for makeup brushes. So first of all, my main gripe with this is the scent. It's overpowering. I'm not even sure. It's like kind of a lavendery smell. I don't know. It's just a very, very, very heavily scented product. Now, it does have perfume in it, and obviously that's what's giving it the smell, because the ingredient list is very short, which I do like in products. And if it wasn't for that perfume, I probably wouldn't hate it so much. It's not only like the perfume when you're spraying your brushes and using it. The perfume lingers on your brushes after you've wash them and dry them and everything. So when you use them on your face, you can really, really smell it. And I'm not even the most sensitive person when it comes to scents in like foundations or in skincare or anything like that, but this for me was just too much. And in regards to just how well this works by itself, it's an okay brush cleanser. I don't think it's amazing by any means. It wouldn't make these white for me. So it might be okay for a quick spot cleanse if you just want to be able to use brushes maybe between clients and stuff like that, for sanitizing, but I don't think it would actually thoroughly cleanse your brushes. And I personally wouldn't use this on clients anyhow, because I think that the smell is just too strong. Then another product that rubbed me up the wrong way almost immediately, because this is one of the newest things that I'm showing you today, and it's the Maybelline Master Shape Brow Pencil. So this is just a brow pencil. It comes with the spoolie on the end, which I like, and the colour I like. It's the formula I really, really don't like. So it's an extremely soft, melty formula. So the couple of times that I've used this through my brows, it literally just melts onto the skin, and it goes too soft. You can't get any kind of precision or anything like that from it. And considering it's called the Master Shape, for me to shape like my brows, particularly on this like outer half where I want to have it nice and tapered and you don't want it to be fuzzy by any means, I'd need the formula to be a little bit more solid so that it would actually draw onto the skin and not melt into the skin. So I think if you had thicker brows and you just wanted to fill those in without actually shaping them, this would be okay. But the fact that it's called the Master Shape and you can't really do that, that's kind of what annoys me about it. So I could use this okay, I suppose, through here, but not so much towards the end. And even saying that, it's still, I don't know, the formula for me is just not right. It still doesn't even cling well, like it doesn't even work well in the hairy parts of my brows, but you know what I mean. I just don't think it's a great formula. So that was another one. Now this next one, I'm not even sure if it's still available, because I think it's being replaced, which is a good thing. But this is the Prime and Fine eyeshadow base by Catrice, and this formula is just weird. It's like the colour looks like it could be lovely and I have the pot and everything, but the formula was just weird. It's like Play-Doh, and anyone who knows Play-Doh knows that it kind of sticks to itself. It doesn't spread smoothly or anything like that, and that's exactly what this is. And it just, for whatever reason, I don't know if I got a bad one or if they're all like that, but maybe they are all like that and that's why they're being replaced, because I'm nearly sure they have a new one of these coming out this year, like a totally new eyeshadow base. So this was just a total fail for me. I expect more from Catrice because they are definitely one of my favourite, if not my favourite budget brands. Now another drugstore item is this guy by Max Factor, and this is my least favourite of all the Max Factor products. I think Max Factor do a lot of things right and this is not one of them. So this is the Max Effect Trio eyeshadow. They brought out a good few colours of these. Again, I'm not really sure if these are still available, but this is it here. And when I first got it, I actually kind of thought I liked it because I thought these were just designed to be used wet, because they're extremely dry to the touch. And like, okay, I'm going over the black here, there's nothing coming out on my finger. So I assumed these were kind of like cake eyeliners where you just wet them and then you use them that way. And you can kind of use them that way, but they're actually supposed to be able to be used dry and wet. So that really didn't work for me. Now some of them will work a little bit better, like this grey here isn't too bad, but it's still not heavily pigmented by any means. And some of them were better than others, but it was just a strange formula. And you definitely can't use most of these dry at all. So yeah, that was just a fail for me. Moving on to another relative new product, and this is the Fuchsia Super Lash Black, or Super Lash Mascara in black. And I got this, this is just a sample size, with the eyebrow splits, I think it's called, that I really like. But this did nothing for my lashes, and I mean nothing. It didn't add any volume, it gave no curl, it just made them darker, I suppose. But for me, I want my lashes to look a bit more oomphy when I use mascara, especially when I'm using something called Super Lash. And this did literally nothing for my lashes. So I haven't tried too many Fuchsia bits, but their eyebrow cake I really like. That mascara I don't like. And then, is this the last product? No, this is the second last product, so my penultimate fail. And this is the Revlon Color Stay Overtime lip colour, and I got this in the States last year when I was there in February. And this is a, you know, a liquid lipstick with your gloss on the other side. I know how these work. MAC have them, a few other brands have them, but this one, it goes on kind of like vinyl on your lips, or PVC, and rather than, you know, kind of more has that shiny plasticky feel to it. And I did wear this, the one time I wore this, I wore it for a long kind of day at work. And when it goes on very dry, because that's what they do. They just dry like a film over the lips, which is fine, that's what you expect. But then I had my lunch, and I can't remember what I was having, but I know it wasn't like the greasiest thing in the world, but I was eating something hot, and I had to kind of dab my lips after I'd eaten it. And then this, which was on my lips, started coming off in little chunks onto the tissue paper. So I was left with like these little negative space bits in between, and then when I try to kind of fix it over, it doesn't apply well once it's set. You can't like reapply once it's set, which is kind of the way all these like very long lasting things tend to go. So I just ended up having to take it all off and start again, which was a big pain. So that's why I didn't like that one. And then my last fail product for me is this guy here. Now I've had these for years, but this happened very shortly after I got them. And these are some of the lipsticks from Inglot, their Freedom System palette. And I've spoken to a couple of friends of mine who used to work for Inglot, and they said that shouldn't happen, or they have ones that it didn't happen to, and that's probably because I got them very shortly after. I think you could get the lipsticks in this form, and they might have reformulated since. But basically I got like some of these cool black colour lipsticks and whatever, and they are like tar. Like, they're so thick and gloopy that like they don't spread at all soft onto the lips. They literally are like tar. Like, it's very strange. So I'm not really sure why that happened. Now they're not all like that. Like I said, I'd say it's the formula, but definitely the darker ones that I got I can't use. So I'm just going to get rid of those and then just keep the ones that I can use. But yeah, that was a bit of a shame, because it's hard to get a nice black lipstick, and they were nice when I first got them, but they quickly, I don't know, I'd say it's just however they reacted with the air. So that's the last of my fail products for now. I'd say it'll be a while before I do another one of these videos, but I don't think there's any harm in letting you know what doesn't work for me either. And I'll be interested to hear if any of you guys had the same experiences with any of these. So thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Siobhán.